Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday the 17th of February 2026 and today, as you can see by the sign there, if you can read it, I'm at Studley Royal Gardens and Fountains Abbey. Although I think this first video will just be Studley Gardens. I think it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we're here in North Yorkshire, not far from Ripon, the historic town of Ripon. And it's about 20 past 11 and the temperature's around about 3 degrees, but there is a stiff northerly breeze. So it feels probably more like, I don't know, -5, -6 Celsius. Now, as well as it being a historic gardens here, there are also some quite nice drifts of snowdrops, as you can see there. But we're not going to go up there. That's the more direct route that way to Fountains Abbey, but we're going to in fact, yeah, let's go this way. Let's go along here, direct to Fountains Abbey, and then we'll see what we'll see. Maybe do a different route this afternoon if the weather holds up. It's forecast to be some lovely Scots pine there. It's forecast to be a nice day all day, really. So yeah, I think there's just a little bit of essential tree work happening over there, which they have to do in winter before the birds start nesting. So yeah, 3 degrees Celsius is about, what, 36 Fahrenheit? Something like that. Might get up to about 4 or 5 today, but once you've got some shelter, it's really nice in that sun. But it's when you can see there's a little tractor there, just, some kind of chopping machine doing a little bit of work. Once you're in this kind of sheltered area, it's really quite nice. And already I think we've got a bit of a seat with a view. Not really. Lots of trees there, lots of yew trees blocking the view. That magnificent big oak there. But we can just get a little bit of a glimpse of the gardens there. The pheasants seem quite tame around here. Wow, that is pretty spectacular there. Water gushing from one pond into this kind of canal, and then a beautiful weir. It's almost silent carrying that water over there. I think all the gushing is coming from the far one. That is beautiful. Wow. That's some thumbnail already. Again, it looks like some of the lakes are being drained a little bit. Again, this time of the year. Really up to Easter is the time where a lot of maintenance work is done. But that is still so impressive. Just look at that. Look at this huge, tall yew. Is it a yew? Some kind of... No, it's not. It's some kind of conifer. But it's absolutely huge. Gonna be at least 100 foot, that. I think we're gonna get thumbnails galore around here. And you can see people walking on that side, so we'll come round there later on. Absolutely magnificent landscape. I don't know much about the history of this site, really. It's lovely. Again, we've got these lovely snowdrops. Loads of pheasants, look at them. I'm sure people feed them because they do seem to be very tame around here. Let's go to the side. Cheers. It's all right.
Oh, look at me.
And then do we get a little glimpse here? Through here? Seems like we do. Wowza. Oh wow. Wow, 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 what a thumbnail. What an absolute thumbnail that is. Hey? How's about that? And what about that seat there on the right? There's a seat with a view. You know I like a seat with a view. So I'm not going to sit down, it might be a little bit wet. It is a little bit wet. If I can stand here, perfectly positioned for taking in that canal there towards the bottom lake. Absolutely stunning. Thumbnail after thumbnail. So, so beautiful. don't know if you can get back up onto that main path going that way, but I think we've got to, because you can't really see anything up on that main path because of the hedge there. Or you can re-access it here. In fact, that bottom one there is closed off again, probably because it's winter maintenance. I'm not a huge fan of laurel, but I understand why this is very much a garden that is very ornate, and it's not about showy plants, showy flowers. So hence you've got a massive laurel planted here, which all look new and young, just to keep everything looking really green throughout the whole year. Amazing. Yeah, you can't go down there, so I've got to come back onto the path here. So let's carry on. I only really want this first video to be no more than about half an hour long, because it is close to lunchtime, and I like to get my lunch early, no later than 12 o'clock, maybe 12:30. Yeah. Oh, the sun coming through. I think it's a bit of a view over here. You see the water gushing out there. So we can go over there. I think that you can then do a kind of circular around that way. But as I say, I want some lunch, so I'm going to walk up here to towards the visitor centre, and we shall get some glimpses as well of the Abbey from up here. So another lake there that drops down. So let's just zoom in a little bit, and then we can go across to that view there. Again, see all the laurel. So the theme is pretty much the same throughout. Lots of evergreens, lots of yew hedging, yew trees. All these trees here are yews, and then laurels, just to keep it again looking green throughout the year. We've got some lovely, look at that, it's just beautiful. We've got some lovely snowdrops coming up. And down there as well.
when he was 4.
And later on we'll walk down the other side there. Another seat with a view. And a nice little bank of snowdrops there. Nothing too spectacular, but still very nice. And those there are looking fantastic. Look at those. Let's just go off this path a little bit. So that we can see the full extent there. Absolutely lovely. And more here. Let's just go on to standard. There we go. And then in the distance you can begin to see a little bit of the Abbey ruins there. And again, there's a mass of snowdrops on the other side. That might be a damn good thumbnail if I can get the framing right. Might be a little bit too much. I'm just going to walk a little bit closer. Fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. Thumbnail after thumbnail after thumbnail. Gorgeous. So yes, I think I said that we're in North Yorkshire. I wasn't sure if we were still in West Yorkshire, but no, we are in North, because it's next to Ripon. I know that Ripon is in North Yorkshire. Again, somewhere that I'm hoping to visit sometime this year, maybe in the summer holidays, but we'll see. Lovely bank of snowdrops over there. If you enjoy my walks, please like, share, subscribe. Subscribing, I think, is the most beneficial thing to do. It's recently hit 200 subscribers, so a big thank you to everybody out there that's subscribed to my channel. And regardless of how many subscribers I eventually get, whether it's just a few hundred or whether it's thousands or hundreds of thousands, I aim to continue to visit beautiful places in Britain at all times of the year when I have the time and when the weather is conducive to filming. What a magnificent structure. Absolutely fantastic ruin. We just go wide as we're getting a little bit closer now. Just look back to where we've come from. Yeah. And then we've got, this looks like an old quarry. Nice little sunspot there, just to have something to eat. Perfect for a little picnic under there. Right, so we're on 20. So I don't want this video to be any more than about half an hour long, maybe 35 minutes. Because I am basically heading to the main visitor centre for some lunch. And then we'll do, after lunch, we'll do a more in-depth tour of the Abbey and surrounding landscape and back down to the Studley Royal Gardens. But yeah, wow. That's spectacular with the sun there. I'm sure they have all sorts of events on in summer. You've got lights there to light the Abbey up. A spectacular place to watch a concert in the evening. And of course, like all abbeys, this was destroyed, I would imagine, by Henry VIII. To make sure that Catholics couldn't really take over again. Wow, some beautiful oak trees here. But again, you see, if I came in summer, you wouldn't see the Abbey. You wouldn't much of the Abbey there.
Snow?
So there's very much an advantage of coming out to historic places like this when, in winter, when there's no foliage on the deciduous trees. Right, so after dinner I will be coming down here and doing the rest of this garden. So I'm going to go up here now, which is where I think the visitor centre is. Yeah, visitor centre. Still half a mile. Right, okay. 800 yards, okay. And again, just beautiful with the swathes of snowdrops there. Some lovely beach stand here. Look at that. There's some new tree planting as well. Holly trees. Again, all down there. Excuse me. It's just remarkable. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Let's just go wider again. And then we've got a view through there of the beautiful Yorkshire countryside. God's own country as it's known around here. What a joy to be able to enjoy this. Just look at that countryside out there. Absolutely beautiful, with a pheasant posing. And you can obviously continue along there, not sure how far. We'll see when I've had something to eat which way I want to go. Yeah, that is absolutely lovely. So I think the visitor centre is just up there. It is, because you can see a main car park there. There's a sign. So yeah, so I'm going to finish off here now. And say I hope you've enjoyed this first walk today. I'm most certainly going to do another one this afternoon. So yeah, so from Fountains Abbey and Studley Royal Gardens, I will say bye for now. Bye for now.